And hello good people of the internet, it's I, Tommy Kelly, and this is Adventures in Woo Woo. And in this episode we're going to do some more 47s, one card divinations, readings, whatever we want to call them. So, I put the call out once again to patrons and to people on Discord to give me the questions, and I'll do a one card reading. I'm really pushing the Discord because it's really good and I'm really enjoying it, and I want to get off Facebook and I want to all of you to come with me. So we're having great fun over at Discord, so if you haven't joined us, please do. Lovely crowd, lovely bunch of people, very knowledgeable, very friendly, and we're having good fun. So check us out and come talk to us. And if you don't know how to use Discord, just ask, because lots of people who have joined didn't know how to use Discord either, and it's fairly simple. You'll get the hang of it fairly quick. Anyway, so let's get into this. I will just shuffle to get the feel of the cards. I've got a few questions, so I'm just going to, as much as possible, fly through these. Give them, I'll give everyone, enough time. I'm not just going to fly through them and not give due diligence to them or whatever. But I want to point out, as usual, please, under no circumstances, take this as gospel, or don't act on this alone. Do not make a life decision based purely on a card reading from a random guy in Ireland on the internet. See it as another piece of advice, another view, another angle, another opinion. Make your own opinion or make your own decision based on all of the facts or ideas available to you. Divination is not 100% accurate, as we all know, and there's always a trickster element to any sort of magic, which of course divination is part of magic. Anyway, that is my legal disclaimer. And we get into this now. So, Caton Sinclair. Please, Caton, please may that be the right pronunciation of your name, because I know you're trying so hard to send me the phonics for it, and that's the best. Caton? Okay. Who or what can I depend on right now to help me attain my goals? Who or what can I depend on right now to help me attain my goals? So we have the adventurer. So, what can you depend on? You can depend on... to achieve your goals, you need to, in a sense, possibly do stuff that kind of, in a sense, of breaking out of your comfort zones. But I'm kind of hesitant on that because of the video I done recently saying you don't always have to. But it would be, as I say in that video, it's but doing stuff comfort zone wise, breaking out of them, that's related to your goal that you want to do. It's like if you want to do public speaking and you're fearful of it, go and do public speaking. But don't do public speaking because you're fearful of it if you've no interest in doing public speaking. So the adventure thing would be, to help you change your goal, is to kind of get out there, do stuff, have the adventure. Don't be kind of sitting waiting for it to happen, or don't be kind of waiting for things to fall into place or whatever. Part of adventure is risk. Part of adventure is doing things that are exciting and putting yourself out there and, jumping off the cliff into the water and all of that kind of things. Booking the holiday, going somewhere mental and somewhere crazy that you wouldn't, and having a great time. The adventure involves putting yourself in situations that are new and exciting. So adventure, whatever that means to you or whatever, is what you should depend on right now, so to help get your goals. Sally Montano. Is it wise to make a change right now or stay the course? The moon. Again, I'm going to reiterate, do not take what I say, don't make a decision based on this. But the moon would say to stay your course, because there's some sort of lie or deceit or illusion surrounding what's going on for you at the minute. That there's something you're just not seeing. That there's a darkness, although there is a light being shining on it, that it will be revealed. But at the minute it is hidden. There's something you don't know about your situation that you are better to wait around to find out what that is than to act rashly on it now. Up to you to take from that what you want, though. Wendy Leiginger. How am I doing on that one, Wendy? Am I getting now? What is the next best step I can take in the project I am working on? bit desperate. Interesting. So, next best step. Right, well the next best step will be to appraise what's going wrong. Have a look at where things are falling apart, where it's not working, where the frustrations are, where the anxiousness is, where the stress is, where, you know, have a look where your weakest link is. What is the thing what is the problem here? What is the thing that's keeping you awake at night regarding this project? That is the thing to work on. If you're feeling that, oh, well, I'm not sure, you know, down the road this might be an issue and that would be a disaster, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now's the time to worry about it. Get all of those things in place. Whatever's the weakest link, whatever's the bit that's likely to cause the most stress, the thing to fall apart, the thing that will ruin your dream, deal with that now. Deal with that first, rather than putting it off and hoping it'll be okay in the future, because perhaps it won't. Daniel Lockwood, what is stopping my visualizations? Well, I was going to be a smart arse and say, well, you are, Daniel, of course, but I'll not. I'll keep my opinion to myself. And we have the Saint. Lack of intercession, lack of expert. Or you need an expert. You need to work on it. You need to have someone to teach you it. You probably don't like that. You maybe it's kind of saying, like, read a book on visualization. Like, have you done due diligence on what visualization is? Is it like, are you knowledgeable enough that is there something that you can, that you're lacking in that thing? Like, maybe go watch some YouTube videos about people talking about visualizations. Get a book around visualization. There's some sort of need for intercession. Although intercession could be things like, like reduce your coffee intake or your caffeine intake before you're doing your visualization. Possibly hang out and use mugwort or any of these kind of stuff that, you know, is classically given for you know, to help with visualization. There's loads of different visualization kind of drugs, herbs or whatever. So then maybe the intercession is in that. So somewhere between knowledge, lack of knowledge, and using stuff that you maybe not, like cutting down caffeine. Computer games supposedly hugely fuck with your visualization ability. So maybe if that's something you do, cut it back in that. But then think about things like mugwort or God, my brain can't think of anything. Blue Lotus, any of these type of things that help with visualization. Okay, Sepherion, off-piste or on-piste? Vague as always, my man. Okay. The idea, off-piste or on-piste. There's something going on that has been presented to you, and it's in its kind of infant stage. It's like it's in its incubation stage. There's an idea being presented, growing, incubating, hatching, seeding, all of these things that would negate your question in that you are neither off-piste or on-piste, because you're kind of in a place that is temporary. And I know a bit about your about what's going on with you, so I don't want to be kind of informed by that. But it's not temporary in the sense of it's not a limbo. It's not something. There's something growing. There's something developing. There's something hatching. There's something going on. So in that sense, you're on piste if you kind of go with that rather than trying to push or stress it or that kind of thing. So I would say I need to fix this. Thank you. That just give it a bit of breathing room, a bit of space right at this moment, and see what happens. There's something going on. There's something in its infancy that hasn't presented itself yet that you possibly can't see, but is definitely there. Okay, Ulrich, am I on course? You're definitely on course, because we're all on course, whether we're on the right course or the course we want to be on. And we have the Protector. So yes, you are protected. This is what you're meant to be doing. You're in a kind of a place where you need protection is an issue for you, Ulrich, big time, and the feeling of being exposed or found out or revealed, and you kind of hide yourself, but you want to express yourself. So are you on course? You are, and you should trust in that a bit more for yourself, that you're protected in whatever it is you want to do and not feel so guarded around these things. Okay, Fabula, what sort of gift should I offer Visaggio from the Goetia? Well, what does he want? Ask him. What is the classical kind of offering to Visaggio? Would be my initial thoughts. We have someone cutting grass over there, so let's see how close he gets. Adventure. So adventure, I would do something in his name. Do something, or her name, his name. Do something adventurous or out there, or break a comfort zone, but offer it to him. Although I would still go with what's classically more offered to him. What is it? Ask him or her, or non-gender, what it is they want. But if you can, something like adventure and offer that. Shaman Smith. Will we get the new home we are hoping for? Or will our financial situation improve relatively soon? So I assume they're both tied. Let's see. The witch. The witch would imply yes, but you're going to have to work for it, in the sense you're going to have to enchant for it, and you have magic on your side. You have the woo witchu, you understand it, but you have to utilise it. It's all good knowing all these things. Don't be an armchair magician. Do some stuff. I know there's loads of hoodoo stuff for selling a house, but I assume there's something equivalent of buying a house and getting things. The gatekeeper would also be someone definitely you should work with on that, getting the house, and the road opener, and the witch, and the sun. So, good luck with that. George Sullier, is my sister's health going to improve? I am always very hesitant about health stuff, because the power of the placebo and the nocebo and all of that, and also not a medical practitioner or qualified in any way, but see what it to say. The protester. It would suggest that there's more to go through. Sorry to tell you that, but that might be true. That's it. Don't take this totally to heart. That there's something that needs to, the way a boil or a spot needs to get to a pinnacle or a zenith before it'll bust. There's it probably hasn't got to the point of magnitude that it needs to quite yet. But there's an implication there that that whole, if it has to get worse to get better, but that it is going to get better. Just probably not as quick as we would hope. Good luck to your sister, and I hope her best days are ahead, and I wish her better times. Syntax error. Have I achieved balance yet? Well, if you have to ask, but let's see what the cards say. The Guru, have you? Guru, practicality, well, possibly. Come back to me, camera. This camera's acting so weird recently. It used to be so reliable. Anyway, so yeah, the Guru, to do with practicality and using your skills practice. So you possibly have achieved balance, but it's not showing practically for you yet. Or to look to your life and see, is it displaying balance? Is it around you what you want? Does it look balanced? If it's not, then you're not getting balance. Is the barometer of your success of your balance is your practical life experience and your life around you? Is it balanced? If it isn't, then you're not balanced. So, Crow, will life get easier for my son in the next year? Well, I hope so. I genuinely hope so. I hope life gets easier for everyone. May all sentient beings be happy and free and released and all of those things. Unless they don't want to be. The Master. So, yes, if he takes things into his own hands, if he listens to himself, goes by his own thing, and in a sense, he steals himself, steps up, mans up, all of those kind of crappy things. I don't mean it quite like that, but if he gets a hold of himself and he's true to himself, that's what I'm trying to point out. If he's true to himself and follows his own path rather than doing what, say, other people expect him to do or want him to do, then that will serve him the best out of the thing. But that's general advice always for everyone, but particularly in his case. So again, I wish him the best of luck, and may his best days be ahead. Spud: did I dimension jump any time over the last 18 months? Well, I remember being in a car with you and driving around the corner and both of us nearly dying, and I suspect that in the quantum theory, or the multiple universe, your quantum debt, yes, I would say we dimension jumped at that point, and that there is 2 dead Irish people in a different dimension. Let's see what the cards say. The Desperate. So if you're going for a yes or no answer, then it's just a negative card, so it's a negative thing, so the answer would be no. But I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer here is that the moment of your lowest point within the last 18 months is the point you dimension jumped. Be that figuratively or literally, that's the answer. So my reading would be yes, not possibly in the way or dimension jumping would suggest, but maybe, maybe it is exactly that. But yes, so yes, you dimension jumped by getting to your nadir and making the decision not to stay there. Susanna, we skipped you. What do I need to do to be successful as a nurse? Well, I would just say continue doing what you're doing. By going by your Facebook post, you're doing particularly well, so good for you, and I'm so happy that all that worked out for you. Now if we get the healer here, that would be quite cool, but let's not put any pressure on the cards. We got the Master though. So to be successful as a nurse, you have to be true to yourself. You have to follow your own heart. You have to become the better, not your better version, a more secure version of yourself. You have to be true to yourself, live your story, be who you want to be the nurse you want to see in the world, and all of that. But bring yourself to it, bring your higher self to it, bring your completed self, your perfected self to it. So it's basically what I was saying. Just be yourself as much as you can and do what you think a nurse should be. Chariot: what do I need to grow my businesses? Let me see. The Explorer. Okay, so you need to widen what you're doing. You need to kind of move into different areas slightly, and it's not like it's move into different areas. It's not like if you want to, if you want to write a book, it's not that you should suddenly move into others, you should become a mechanic. It's look at the writing thing in a bigger kind of a scope. So write comics, write blogs, write other stuff, but just become don't be so narrow in what your focus is and what your business is. So like if it's a case, I tell you, a perfect example is when I've defined myself as a comic artist. That's what I was, and that's success or not success was defined totally on a comic artist. And then one day, because of circumstance, because of life, I kind of widened that to just kind of I'll do any art, I'll do this thing. And then the 40 Servants came from that, and all of those things. Story I've told a million times. But it wasn't until I kind of widened my scope of what success was, or what I was not willing to do, because it was still, that sounds like you're forced to do something else. When I widened my allowance of what an artist was for me, it became much more successful quicker. So the Explorer in that thing would kind of be, don't limit yourself so much and have a bigger kind of look at a bigger picture of how can this expand, not expand, like it's not open one coffee shop, open 10 coffee shops, not that kind of expand, but how can this be wider, a more expansive version of what it is. Hope that helps. Fire mead. How do I keep the balance between woo and mundane? Good for you if you do find a balance. I think it's always a tightrope, and the woo kind of involves you having to, you know, be a bit of a lunatic and go a bit mad every now and again and allow that kind of thing. So I understand. Let's see what the cards say. The planet. So that would be, I would say, how do you, between the two, what's your exact word? Between the woo and mundane, be aware of what you're having your gravitational field and what you pull around you and what kind of things that you surround yourself with. So be careful, like say, the balance is be careful between getting too kind of caught up in the new agey type stuff of, say, this is just an example of, I create my universe, I create everything, and not being aware that there's other influences and other factors going on in that, whereas you have a huge kind of part to play and all that, and your thoughts, your feelings, your outlook, your magic, all of that, there's other influences going on. So just kind of be aware of what's in your gravitational field, what you've pulled around you. That includes people, so that if you have people who are very woo-tastic, then you need to have a look at some people who are very kind of rational in a sense, maybe not quite that you know, that disparate, but like or opposing, but it's something about just be aware of what you surround yourself by. That's it. If you only surround yourself by magic books, altars, witchy stuff, all of that, then possibly don't do that. Have, you know, bring a bit more, you know, ground yourself a bit in the real world. It's like if you only read self-help books, read a novel. If you only read magic books, read, I was going to say a book of accountancy, but no one should read a book of accountancy. Read something that's outside of, you know, just don't spend all your time in the woo. There's some dirt in this, that's no help. Some dirt in the opposer. Maybe it's not dirt. Elaine, will I find love or will love find me? What can I do to get a loving, honest relationship? Well, let's go with the second one, because I think it's a better divination question. What can I get? What can I do to get a loving, honest relationship? Okay. The Master is appearing an awful lot. We seem to have these teams when we do this. The Master in this thing is this is cliche, but go with me for a minute. It's just be yourself, but I don't mean it in that way necessarily, because that's crap. Sometimes you know, we need to work on ourselves and be better. Be your best self. Be your kind of perfected self. Come from the place of who you want to be, or who you're working towards, rather than necessarily who you are. There's a lot of judgment in that kind of thing, and it's not what I mean. It's I suppose the idea is to not try to, don't give yourself away in order to get love. Don't become someone you're not in order to be loved. Don't pretend you're someone. Don't think that you have to do these things in order to be loved, because you're lovable, you're perfect, you're completely grand. Like, I mean, you're broken, we're all broken, but we're all broken equally, so none of us are broken. You're perfect as you are. Don't give yourself up, or don't do things or become things or say things or try to be a different person in order to garner the favour of other people for the love you. It's like that whole thing of people trying to you know, maybe to get I don't know, just to get lost in relationships because they're kind of not lie necessarily, but the hold on, it's just a guy coming. I will wait till he passes. He's the lawnmower man. Hey man. Happy lawnmower man. So they're this kind of thing. I've met people before who kind of, in a relationship, one of the things to do is that they will lose themselves in the relationship. They'll try to do everything to be the perfect person for the other person, and in a sense lose themselves. Or, you know, they're looking for love and they get that mixed up with sex and, you know, think they have to do all this sex stuff or whatever it is. You know, all the different things that people lose themselves in a relationship. This would say, don't do that. Be yourself. Be okay with being yourself. Don't try to impress other people. Don't try to be something else for other people. So, good luck with that. I hope it works out for you. Tina Frizzora. What would be the most enjoyable family vacation we could plan with our adult kids? Interesting. The sun. Well, quite simply, go somewhere where it's sunny. Hang out on the beach, somewhere where it's hot, and you know, your classical sunny holiday, your sun holiday, beach holiday. Electro Wizard. What kind of energies do I need to work on or with? Okay. The media. You need to work on your, not necessarily a public image, but you need to work on how you present yourself. On how... Yeah, public image, present yourself, on how you're seen, on your aura, your mystique, all of those type of things. How, say, your social medias, all of these type of things. So that's kind of what I would suggest there. I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm going to fly through this. I feel I need to pick another card for you, though. And protect yourself. So if you're going, that was the protector, set card, sorry. So if you're going to like be working on your public image, whatever, it could be a fact of people might be talking shit about you, so you need to sort that out. Mightn't be quite as severe as that, like, but you just need to protect yourself. It's that social media. When you're putting yourself out there, taking the social media example, you need also to protect yourself and delineate exactly what you're going to do. But something around the media, the card around public relations, how you're viewed, your aura, your mystique, all of those type of things, with the idea of protection behind it too. Okay, Abraxas. How do I move past this? Well, that doesn't sound nice. So I hope you do move past it. So we have the Conductor. Take the reins, take the control back. Remember that you are the boss of your own life, that you should have sovereignty, that you should have autonomy and all these things, and work towards it. And take the reins back. If you have given your power away to other people, take it fucking back. Now's the time. Be the conductor of your own life. Weave your own music, and don't let other people play you. You know, don't let other people tell you what your life is. Don't tell other people to control your life, or don't let other people control your life. Don't let other people conduct your orchestra. Hope you do move past it. Alistair, what spirit contact have I unconsciously missed this year? You may not have missed any, but we'll see. The Messenger. There you go. So something was trying to contact you, definitely, and you're just not listening, or you haven't received it, or there is obviously by your question there is an acknowledgement that there's something that you're meant to be listening to or hearing or getting that you just haven't, but it's there for you. It's not running away. So work on that. There's something is trying to tell you something, but you might want to hear it. That's the thing. That's maybe why you're not getting it. And finally, Sarah Eventide. Why can I not escape the feeling of being trapped? Well, from a Gnostic sense, because perhaps you are trapped. But let's see what the cards say. Because you're out of balance. The balance would imply that there's a lack of balance somewhere. So you're feeling trapped because something's not lining up, because you possibly have trapped yourself in some way, or you're not doing. If you feel trapped because, say, it's work and all you do is work, then you need to work on a balance between work and leisure, or leisure, as Americans would say, or leisure, as no one says. If it's family, then you need something, possibly alone time, or to hang out with friends. You need to kind of counteract whatever it is that's feeling you trapped, making you feel trapped. Then you have to work on the counterbalance to that, and whatever it is. If it's a general trap of life, then focus. I know, cliche, horrible, and no one wants to hear it. Sometimes it is helpful though. If you feel trapped in life, focus on the positivity, do the gratitude stuff. And I know I know when people say that to me when I'm in those type of feelings, I just want to strangle them. But sadly, that is it's the first kind of catalyst for moving along these type of things, and it's the only weapon we have against negativity, and is positivity. Sadly, I mean, neutrality doesn't work, apathy doesn't work, more negativity doesn't work. And for a large point of positivity doesn't always work, but it's the one thing that certainly does work. And so I would say if you're feeling trapped, focus on the good things. Focus on, deliberately. Not, it's like deliberately make it, if you go, oh well there's nothing positive here, make something positive out of it. Like start really small, that if like at least I have a cup of coffee, or at least whatever it is. Start from the least if you, and work back up that way. So there we go. That's half an hour, including a guest appearance by the Lawnmower Man. I hope they're helpful for you. I hope in some way give you answers you want, and if they weren't answers you want, I hope in some way get you to where you want to be. Again, I will reiterate, don't take it too seriously, don't take it to heart, don't make any decision based on this. Don't come back and say, but you said, Tommy, that I should go on a sun holiday, and when I went there I got sunburnt and it was terrible. On your own head be it. Use all of these readings as I don't know, as an opinion of someone who that you could possibly ignore or respect, depending on your relationship to the cards themselves. So, good people of the internet, until next time, until our next adventure, be well.